If you really want to understand India, you have to understand its heart. And for centuries, that heart has been beating strongest in one single region, a place that's given the country most of its prime ministers, its most sacred rivers, and, its most epic stories. Today, we're diving deep into Uttar Pradesh.
But what does that even mean to be the heart of a nation? Is it just about size or population? Or is it all about history? Maybe it's something more, something like a cultural pulse that you can feel echoing across the entire country. Let's keep that question in our back pocket as we unpack what makes Uttar Pradesh so incredibly central to the story of India.
Because for India, yeah, the story so often kicks off right here. This isn't just another state on the map. It's like a living, breathing timeline of continuity and change. As the nation's most populous state, it's a political and cultural nucleus, and its influence, it's pretty much impossible to ignore. So let's start right there, with that influence. All right, first up, let's look at Uttar Pradesh as India's political core. We're going to explore how its very shape on the map, its super complex administration, and its history have all combined to create this unmatched level of influence over the entire nation. Just look at where Uttar Pradesh sits. It's strategically locked right into the center of India. It's bordered by a staggering number of other states. You've got Uttarakhand up north, Bihar to the east, Rajasthan, and the capital city Delhi out west. It even shares an international border with Nepal. Now, this isn't just some random fact for a geography quiz. This position has made it a historical crossroads for centuries. It's like a natural funnel for trade, for migration, and for a constant flow of ideas that have shaped all of northern India. And right in the middle of this massive state is its capital, Lucknow. But Lucknow is way more than just a political hub. It's a city that's famous for its refined culture, its elegance, and its deep history. A place of poetry and art that also just so happens to be the administrative nerve center for over 200 million people. To really get a sense of the sheer scale of that job, just consider this number, 75. Uttar Pradesh is divided into 75 distinct districts. I want you to try and think of each one as like a small state in itself, with its own local government responsible for the daily lives of millions of people. I mean, managing this level of complexity is a truly monumental challenge. And how do you even begin to manage 75 districts? Well, you group them up. The state bundles them into 18 larger divisions called mandals. This whole two-tiered system is pretty much the only way to effectively govern a population that is larger than most countries on Earth. This structure is the administrative backbone that holds the entire thing together. But, the state's borders haven't always looked this way. This timeline here shows a really pivotal moment from the year 2000. Before then, Uttar Pradesh was even bigger. It included a vast, mountainous Himalayan region. But the needs of the people and the landscape in that region were so different, so unique, that it was eventually carved out to create an entirely new state, Uttarakhand. This was a huge turning point, totally redefining the North and allowing both states to focus on their own specific populations and geographies. Okay, so we've looked at the political lines drawn by people. Now let's shift gears and talk about the world that has shaped life here for thousands of years. This is the story of the land itself, the land of living rivers. The entire geography of Uttar Pradesh is completely, and I mean completely dominated by one incredible feature, the Indo-Gangetic Plain. Now, this isn't just some flat piece of land. It's one of the most fertile areas on the entire planet. For millennia, rivers flowing down from the Himalayas have dropped off this rich, nutrient-packed silt, creating what's called an alluvial plain. This incredibly fertile soil is the whole reason this region became an agricultural powerhouse and really a cradle of civilization. And this whole plain is fed by this amazing network of rivers. Of course, it all starts with the Ganga, the lifeline of northern India, and its main tributary, the Yamuna. But they're not alone. They're joined by a whole web of others. The Gomti, the Gagra, the San, the Sarayu. Together, these aren't just bodies of water. They are the circulatory system for the entire region. They're cultural symbols, economic engines, and the absolute foundation for life. And at one particular point, this network creates a place of immense spiritual power. In the city of Prayagraj, two of the most important rivers, the Ganga and the Yamuna, they actually meet. This convergence point is known as the Triveni Sangam, a deeply sacred site for Hindus, believed to be the meeting point of three rivers, the third being the mythical, invisible Saraswati. It's a perfect physical example of how geography and faith are just completely woven together in this region. Now, we've talked about the land and the rivers, but what about the life they support? our source material gives us this fantastic, evocative nickname, the Tiger of the Ganga. It's not a literal tiger, of course. So what kind of creature could be so powerful, so symbolic, that it earns a title like that? So, the tiger of the Ganga is the endangered Ganges river dolphin, a fascinating mammal that navigates these murky river waters using echolocation. How cool is that? But it's just one part of this vast, incredible web of life here. The state's diverse geography, from the Terai foothills to the Vindhyan Plateau, supports these rich forests where you'll find deer, wild boar, and yep, even actual tigers in protected reserves. And if you look to the sky, you might see the state bird, the towering and elegant Sarus crane. Back in the water, alongside the dolphin, live other ancient creatures. You might see the long-snouted gharial crocodile, which is a specialist fish eater, as well as several different species of turtles. It's a truly living, breathing network of ecosystems. So we have the political boundaries, we have the physical geography. Now let's explore the human layer, the incredible linguistic diversity of the state. It's a true tapestry of tongues. Officially, the state operates in 2 languages. Hindi is the primary language you'll see in government and in schools, but Urdu is also recognized as an additional official language. Now, this dual status isn't just some technicality, it's a powerful reflection of the region's intertwined Hindu and Muslim cultural heritage, a history where both languages shaped centuries of amazing art and literature. But the second you step away from the official documents and just listen, you'll hear this vibrant mosaic of regional dialects. And these aren't just different accents. They are distinct linguistic traditions with their own incredibly deep histories. In central Uttar Pradesh, you'll hear Awadhi, which is rich in folklore. Head over to the western parts and you'll hear Brij Bhasha, famous for its devotional poetry. To the east, Bhojpuri is dominant, and down in the south, you'll find Bundeli. These dialects create this sort of linguistic continuum where they all kind of blend into one another across the vast landscape. And honestly, this quote from our source material just nails it. Language in Uttar Pradesh is not just a tool of communication, it is a carrier of tradition, music, oral history, and identity. See, this is why it matters so much. Each dialect, every turn of phrase tells a story of migration, of culture, of history. It's the living, breathing soul of the people. And that brings us to our conclusion. In this final section, we're going to tie all of these threads together, the politics, the geography, the language, to really understand why Uttar Pradesh is truly a microcosm of India itself. When you look at Uttar Pradesh, what you're really seeing is the essence of India in a single state. Its political power has steered the nation for decades. Its fertile plains, fed by those sacred rivers, are the subcontinent's ancient cradle of civilization. And its beautiful chorus of languages perfectly reflects the diversity of the entire country. It's complex, it's layered, and it's profoundly rooted in history. And everything we've talked about today is really just the beginning of the story. We've explored the foundational layers, the land, the languages, the laws. But all that really does is set the stage. So I'll leave you with this to think about. If this is just the foundation, what incredible stories of culture, art, and tradition are still waiting to be uncovered in the heartland of India?